Let's take a look at the English menu for the 11,240 machine. On this main interface, the first word indicates the status, showing the machine is in shutdown mode. 123 represents the name of the message, which is 123. The message content is shown here, and below that, LM indicates that we've selected the production line configuration named LOM. Over here, there's an option to enable the default line, and here we have the date displayed. In the photo section, we have information, and we can select the one we want to print. Once the message has been created and is ready to be moved, you can click Move, which allows you to move the message left or right. There are also tools. There are quite a lot of tools here. All these menus are found under the Tools section, which we will go over in a moment. Over here, I have a printing technology option. Here we have a display showing the percentage of consumables remaining. For example, 0.5 means we have 5% left. You can see how much ink is left, like 80%, all visible here. You can also see the ink model, the remaining percentage, and the expiration date, all in this section. All right, let's focus on the Tools section. Under Tools, let's look at Performance. In Performance, we can see our production data. This area mainly provides statistics, mainly focused here. Here we have a training count, which is a counter for training purposes. We also have print information and print logs, which are called logs. You can see the machine's logs here showing everything we've done. In the consumables section, if we click, we can see both ink and solvent. You can view the model, remaining percentage, date, batch number, and so on. You can also see the production line configuration. Here you can create a new one or select or create a new production line configuration. We will have a separate section to explain how to set up this production line. For now, we just need to know where it is. You just need to know where the production line configuration is located. In the Files section, this is where you handle print backups and restore printing. All of these functions are found here in the Files section. File management. Let me emphasize this again. Printing. In our print settings, first of all, you can see a language option here. You can change the language you want to use right here. All modifications can be made here. As for the keyboard language, if you need a different keyboard language, you can also change it here. Here you can choose from 3 options: simplified Chinese, European languages, and Arabic. These are the available options you can select in the keyboard settings. Within the system information section, you can easily view all of our detailed device information, such as the specific machine serial number, the unique system serial number, and the current software version. All of this important data can be conveniently seen right here on this screen. Now, in the print control section, our feature here is very good. Here we can choose the operating status. This is the startup status, and there are options for automatic, quick start, and cleaning. So what does automatic mean? If our machine is currently in a low viscosity state, when we start it up, it will automatically select quick start. It will automatically select quick start or quick shutdown. Why? Because when our ink is at a low viscosity, it will do this. But if we choose cleaning shutdown, if we select the option below instead of automatic and choose cleaning, then every time we start up or shut down, it will perform a cleaning action regardless of whether the ink viscosity is low or high. If we choose quick, that means it skips cleaning. It skips cleaning every time. When starting up, it skips cleaning. When shutting down, it also skips cleaning. That's what it means. Let's take a look at user permissions. I'll skip that. Next is the software section. In the software section, there is printing information is here. If you buy it, there isn't. There's no SB to erase. So if we, and then here, as you can see, there is absolutely nothing in the immediate vicinity. Right now, it is currently impossible for us to perform any software updates. Why is that? It is simply because we haven't actually inserted it yet. We first need to manually insert our software and properly plug it into the system. If we want to perform a complete software update on this machine, first we need to carefully download its specific PPRO configuration file, then upload it to the official website, then download a brand new software version, physically insert it into our hardware device and select this software for the system update and upgrade process, and then just click the upgrade button. That is really all there is to it, and the process should be complete. Right now, we don't have it, so we can't see its information. Why? Because we haven't inserted the USB. At the moment, we can only see this information. If we insert the USB here, what happens? With the USB, we can import and export everything. The RIR file will be transferred to our USB, and then we can upload it to the website to download the new software. After that, we insert it into our machine and select this update. Yes, once you insert it into the machine, it will automatically select USB, and there will be an upgrade package here. After we click into it and select upgrade, that's it. That's all for this part. In the maintenance section, there are two cleaning options. One is strong cleaning and the other is reverse cleaning. What is nozzle cleaning? If we select nozzle cleaning, it will automatically use pressure by increasing the pressure and opening and closing the solenoid valve. Just like clearing a blockage with a sneeze, it will use pressure to clear the nozzle. During this process, we don't need to use cleaning fluid or spray water to assist. It will clean automatically. For stains, for example, if we select Start Now, it will show completed and display a percentage. During this process, you'll hear it making a popping sound as it operates and goes through the cleaning cycle. For the pressure shock nozzle and impact nozzle, at this stage, we don't need to do anything until it shows 100%. It must reach 100%. Now, for the nozzle back flushing below, that's when action is required. If we click Start at this point, we need to use cleaning solution and aim it at this port, applying the cleaning agent like this to help remove the dirt nearby and draw the contaminants back into the ink system where they will be filtered again through the filter. Filtering requires us to assist with cleaning. Here we can cancel the process. Now it also displays a percentage of completion. All right, over here we have the service module. In the service module directory on the system, you can see the validity of our service module, its serial number, and its expiration date. When does it expire? Also, we can see how much longer until our fan filter needs to be replaced, and other related information can also be viewed here. This maintenance. Mm. Let's take another look at the machine. In the installation section under mechanical installation, after our first installation, it will proceed step by step. Normally, if we want to follow these steps, we need to use the strict management tools and estimate the ink core and silver can tools for the first time. Usually, if we don't have the silver tube or external tools at first, we have a dedicated method that doesn't require external tools to proceed. The process for handling potential hazards is relatively simple and straightforward, so it takes less time. For this installation, the first step is to test the ink core. If we want to check whether the electronics inside the ink core are good or bad, after selecting it, we click retest. If there's a check mark, it means we've already installed it and the test has already been performed. If we want to perform the electronic test again, we just need to re-execute it. Clicking this retest button will automatically start the process, making a sound like pa pa pa. All right, it doesn't matter which computer I use for this test, whether it's the printhead electronics or the ink core electronics, both are fine. This means there's no problem with the electronics. Everything is fine, no issues at all. After finishing with the computer, if we want to test, we need to go to the next level. EHT, high voltage calibration. So what should we do if we need to calibrate the high voltage? In that case, we need to take our printhead. First, clean the printhead thoroughly. After cleaning, blow it dry. Then put the printhead cover on. Once the cover is on, we proceed to the next step. For this high voltage calibration, click Next and it will automatically calibrate. When we click Next, it will start the calibration. It will show a percentage, and when it reaches 100%, the calibration is complete. All right, there's also an annual calibration. Let me briefly explain. For the annual calibration, our machine needs to be running. Right now it's grayed out, so we can't calibrate because the machine isn't operating. After the machine has been running for more than 20 minutes, it will be ready for calibration. But since I've already clicked on research, it will start up automatically. It will start up automatically, so I won't worry about it for now, and we can cancel if needed. So after the machine has been running for 20 minutes and the ink line has come out, only then can we use the viscosity calibration. Anyway, now we know where the annual calibration is. It's in the installation menu. All right, since it's calibrating right now, we can't operate it at the moment. So that's the main menu and the explanation for it.